Good afternoon. I'm Garlenda Greene-Grant, and I'm here with Sherry Sherrod DuPree. And we're doing an interview at my home with Mrs. Jordan and her daughter. Today is February 5th, 2022, and the time is
2:45 p.m.
All right, and thank you for joining us. Can we start by stating your full name? Miss Jordan?
Yeah,
Can I get your full name?
Ellen Buchanan Jordan.
Let's go back and put Ellen Louise Buchanan Jordan.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
Okay.
yeah. Now, if you don't mind speaking this bit louder, I'm hearing this kind of little low.
Okay, well, I speak
Okay.
so soft, but
You
I
don't
will
have to
speak
holler,
up.
but yeah. Thank you, darling.
May I ask when you were born?
January the 12th, 1922.
All right. Good age there. Can you tell me where you were born?
Jonesville, Florida.
Okay. Were you born in a hospital?
No, they had, back in the day, they had the people that come and take the baby from the home.
Oh, okay.
So I called them midwives, mid-ladies, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what happened to me.
Okay. Now, where did you live when you were young?
Where I was living.
Where were you living? Your family living?
Oh, in Jonesville, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Off the Newberry Road.
All right. Did
Yeah.
your neighborhood have a name, or was
No.
it?
No.
No, just Jonesville.
Well, back in the day, we were living down by a church called, oh, Lord have mercy.
Pleasant Plain?
It done slip my memory right this minute.
Pleasant Plain?
Pleasant Plain was a church where people be attend.
Okay.
But
St.
I was
Peter's?
born down, not right down in Jonesville, but they're on the outskirts, so to speak.
Fort Clark?
No, I was on the other side of Fort Clark.
Oh, okay.
But it was on the Newberry Road.
Okay.
But now Pleasant Plain was way out, further out from where we live.
Okay.
And we would go out there to church.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but there was another church nearby your home?
No, Fort Clark was the Baptist church, and that was before we got to where we live.
Okay. Oh, before you lived?
Yeah.
Okay, so you live two places out near the Jonesville area?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your first place were out behind, closer to Fort Clark?
Yeah, closer to Fort Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your second home was when you moved over, currently you had two homes, or you're talking about the one that's in Fifth Avenue?
Well, yeah, when I left Jonesville, I came and stayed on Columbia Street, next to Lincoln High School. That's where I stayed with my aunt, and I was 15 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I was in Jonesville a good while, but when I got 15, I came to Gainesville to go to school.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I never went back to live,
Oh, okay.
but I'd been on weekends and something like that. But then after I was in school, I met a little boy.
Okay.
So I thought I was in love. And then we got married. After getting married, then after living with my aunt so long, then I went to live with him to his family house. And from there, we lived on Seminary Street. But we live in that means I had left my aunt's house and my in-law house, and we lived together on Fifth Avenue, but it was Seminary Street then, back in that day.
What was your aunt's name?
Johanna Frazier. Yeah.
Right, so let's talk about your mother and father. So what was your father's name?
Anderson Buchanan.
Okay.
He was a farmer, 24/7.
Now, where were your father was born? What day he was born?
When he was born,
Yes, ma'am.
now that's the part I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but was he born out in Jonesville as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, that was my mama and my daddy home,
Okay.
Jonesville.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your mom's name?
Louise Buchanan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know your grandparents?
No, I didn't. I know my mama's mother.
Okay.
Her name was Lizzie McNeil.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know my daddy people because they died before I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you said both your parents lived out in Jonesville.
Yeah.
What kind of work? Oh, you said he does farm work.
Farmer, right.
What
Yeah.
type of things did he grow?
Huh?
What type of things did he grow?
Oh, he had corn, you name it. Corn, potatoes, greens. Oh, he had the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Now, did he sell his crops or did
Yeah, he sold some on the weekend
Okay. Where did he go to sell his crops?
over here in Gainesville.
Okay. Do you know the particular place?
No, down on Union Street. Now, we used to come from Jonesville in a wagon, and we would sit on the back of the wagon. We had a horse in the wagon. So we would come to Gainesville by horse and wagon. And then we would be on Union Street. It's down there now, but no, where the store we would go to, it was on the corner of Union Street.
Okay.
Where they did the shopping at. And we would enjoy ourselves there, because we'd go in the store and buy some cheese and crackers and sodas and stuff, and we would enjoy sitting on the back of the wagon eating and having a good time.
Oh.
That's the two, 3 children of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, did he sell the crops out of his wagon, or did he just give them to a store owner?
He had that greens and potatoes thing. That's what he sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't sell no corn, nothing like that.
Okay. So it's like people going to market, they'll just go by his wagon and say, hey, I like his greens.
Right.
And we'll get those.
That's
okay.
right. Uh-huh.
Okay. And so what did your mom do? What kind of work did your mom do?
Well, she didn't do much of work. She worked for a white lady and her husband, not too far from where we live. But that wasn't every day. She was mostly a housewife all the time. But she never did work out too much.
Okay. What type of work she did? Housework?
Yeah, housework.
Okay.
Cleaning and washing clothes for the white people, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, where was your mom born? You said out in Jonesville?
Yeah, I think Jonesville was both of them home, but I don't remember the time, the years of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there any oral history or any history about, like, your family passed down to say, we were slaves and this is who owned us or anything like that? I know it's a touchy subject, but if that's something that you heard, any type of oral history?
Well, no, I don't think so. It might have been, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they ever say that before Florida they lived somewhere else?
No.
Okay.
No, that's the only place that they live, Florida.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about your family, okay? Let's talk about your husband. So can you give us your husband's full name?
His name is Arlington Landis Jordan, Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what type of work did he do?
Well, he went to the Army. He didn't do much work. After he finished school, he went to the Army. And he was in the Army several years. Then he got hurt on a maneuver. So he wasn't able to do anything from one hospital to the other. Mm. And he was discharged out of West Palm Beach Hospital. I would go down and visit with him in the hospital. So when he left there, he came home. And that's when we was united together again. But he never did do no outside work or nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
After getting hurt in the Army, he wasn't able to work. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where was he born?
In Gainesville.
Okay.
I don't know the years or nothing like that, but I know he born in Gainesville. Yeah.
Now, you talked about your in-laws. What was your in-laws' name?
My who?
Your in-laws,
Oh, they were Jordans.
okay.
All of them were Jordan, yeah.
Yeah.
His daddy was Arlington Jordan. My husband was a junior.
Okay.
So his father was Arlington Jordan. Now I got a son, Arlington Jordan.
Oh,
He's Arlington Jordan the third.
okay. That's Landis.
Landis,
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, no. Okay. So, and his mother's name? And your husband's mother?
Rachel.
Rachel?
Rachel Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what type of work did your father-in-law do?
He was a preacher, so he didn't do much of work.
Okay. What
I
church
think
did
he
he preach?
relied on his church every Sunday, But I don't know he ever worked anywhere or not.
Okay. What type of, denomination did
He
he?
was a Baptist.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them were Baptist people. Yeah.
Okay. So how many children do you have?
Do I have
Yes.
two?
2.
Barry and Lannis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what about your siblings? How many siblings do you have? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I had 6. I was the 6th person.
Okay.
But I'm the baby of the family.
Oh.
And all of them gone but me.
Oh.
From my mama, daddy, sisters and brothers, all of them gone. I'm the only one left. I had the immediate family. I got nieces and nephews.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, talk to me about living in Gainesville, in the town, versus living in the country. What differences were there?
A lot of different, because Gainesville had what I like. But in Jonesville, you didn't have nothing to do but go to bed every night, and during the day you go to work or clean up a yard or something like that. But after I came to Gainesville, that's when I had my good time.
Oh.
I was a young girl, I went through my young age.
So what type of things, and you don't have to get too personal, but anything, what kind of things that you like to do?
Well, I used to play basketball when I was going to school. I was a star one time. I won the game in Daytona Beach in Florida, yeah, so I thought I was something on a stick during that time.
I bet you were very beautiful too.
Yeah.
Well, you picked up that boy, so I know you had to be beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like when you got to be an adult, what type of things did you do on Fifth Avenue?
Well, I got jobs. I worked different places.
Okay.
Yes, for white people, I didn't do no but clean up and wash clothes, things like that for them.
Okay.
But that's how I got my little money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to their home too?
Yeah, I went to their home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Then I worked at Taco Charlie. It was Sunland Training Center back in that time.
Oh.
Yeah, I worked there with the little folk that was homeless there. Yeah.
How long did you work there?
Oh, I retired from there. I worked there a long time. I can't think of the years, but it's been a good while. Yeah, I retired.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What other things that you did in your lifetime?
Well, I had a cafe right next to where I live now. And the name of it was named Jordan Diner. And we sold food, me and my husband. But since he was disabled, that's when I got the pillar from my mom and daddy. And that's where I live right now, in the same place, next to the place where we had the pillar. And the name was Jordan Diner.
Okay.
Yeah, had some good time in that little place.
So what type of food did you cook?
Barbecue. Barbecue.
All right. What was your specialty?
Oh, ribs, barbecue ribs.
Okay.
Yeah. We had chicken too, but the ribs were the best seller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of sides you had? I bet you had some good sides.
What's that? No, what we had was ribs.
You just had the ribs. You didn't have any like beans or anything to go with it. You just got the meat.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sold sandwiches like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the neighborhood that you was in Fifth Avenue area.
Oh, it was a nice neighborhood. That's where I'm living now. Because after I left off of Fifth Avenue, which is Seminary Street, that's when my mother gave me the house that we live in now. So we've been living there for years.
Okay.
And I can't remember the year she gave me the house.
Okay.
So I didn't have to buy that one. So
Okay. All right.
so I've been living there ever since she gave me the house.
Were you young when she gave it to you? Or?
Yeah, I was young. That's when I had just got married.
Oh.
And after my husband and I got married, and her husband died with her 6 children, she thought she would give me the house free of charge. So right now, I'm happy to live in that house.
Yeah, I bet.
But I had it renovated since I've been living there once, and I need it again now.
Of course, always
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, so let's talk about the building next door. You say your parents owned it as well?
Yeah, my mom and dad own it too.
Okay.
It's
So
still there, but no, it's not rented now. Look, do you know Ricardo George?
Yes, I do.
Well, he used to run that place.
Okay.
He used to sell sandwiches out of there.
All right.
But right now it's vacant, and it had been sold.
Gotcha.
But after my mother gave me the house, she said she's gonna give me the house and her other 5 children the shop. So whatever went on in the shop after she gave me the house, well, I just turned a deaf ear to it. But now it's been sold now about 7 or 8 months. They got a for sale sign out now, and I think somebody has bought it, but I don't know who it is, white or black.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, above like in the eaves of the building next door, it has like a R.F. McNeil?
Yeah, that
What
was that's my mother's brother.
Okay.
And he was living in the house and had the shop too.
Okay. So did he build the house? Had the building
Yeah,
built?
he built all of that.
Okay.
After my mother was living out in the country, they had another sister living in Chicago. But she never did come back to live. But my uncle, my mother's brother, died in the house that I'm living in now. And the shop I call it a shop, was where he used to do tailoring. That's all he did was tailoring in that. Yes.
Okay. And so he did tailoring for many years in it.
Yeah, everybody.
Okay. And then once he passed away, and you got the house, and the other kids got your mom had both after he passed away.
Right.
So it was owned by the McNeils. All of that was.
Yeah,
that
the McNeil was, yeah.
Okay.
The sign's still up there, McNeil, Robert McNeil, right
Okay.
now.
Okay. Gotcha.
But that's my mother's brother. And after he died, and his sister died, she was the only one left. And so that's why she gave me the house, because she was still staying in Jonesville. I call it Jonesville on Newberry Road. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So is there anyone that in the neighborhood, either neighborhood, that you remember, or you want to tell us about, like any good friends, a pastor, anything?
Well, there's so many that in the neighborhood that I know. There was what's your mama name? Lois Cunningham. But she's been passed now a long time. Okay. But she was next door to me. So that's the one that I can remember right offhand.
Okay. Now, was she like next to you?
Yeah, she was next door to me.
Okay. Next to the house, not the building?
No, next to the house.
Okay. Next to the house.
Because the building is next to the street that runs through.
Okay.
And the house next to the building, and Lois lived next to me.
Okay.
To the house,
Okay.
But she passed away.
Okay. And that was your best friend?
Yes, she was a good neighbor.
Really?
But she used to work at the police station I don't know, off of 39, well, the 39th, yeah.
Oh.
That's where she used to work. Why she was a good neighbor to me. Yeah, I was sorry that the Lord had taken her away, but her time was out. Right. Like our time going to be one day. Yes. Yeah.
So is there anyone else Is there anyone out in Jonesville? Any of your friends?
Well, after I left Jonesville, I never go back to stay. And then I went and got married, so you know I wasn't going back to stay then. So
I got you. Now, what church did did we answer that? What church did your father-in-law preach at?
he was my, oh Lord have mercy. Not Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel?
No, it wasn't Mount Carmel. Another church that he would be. Mount Hermon.
Okay.
Mount Hermon, right.
Okay,
Mount Hermon,
okay.
right. And he was a pastor of that church.
Okay.
Yeah, until he died. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Ms. DuPree, is there anything that you would like to
Yes,
ask?
I do have a couple of questions. You stayed in Jonesville until you were a teenager.
I was 14 years old, 15 years old when I came to go to school.
And while you were in Jonesville, did you attend school there? They had
Yes,
a
I
school
did.
out
Yeah,
there at one
yeah.
time.
Whitaker School, Whitaker.
So you went to Whitaker.
Yeah, Whitaker School.
Whitaker
But I
School.
I lived in Gainesville. I came to Gainesville when I was 14 years old.
Right, but while you were living in Jonesville, you went to Whitaker School.
Right,
So that was for your early schooling.
right, that's right.
Can you remember any of your teachers?
McNeil. What her
McNeil.
name? What her name? Yeah. Margie McNeil. I think her name was Margie. Yeah, she didn't live too far from where I was living now.
Okay, how about some of the activities that you did when you were in Jonesville at the school there?
I didn't do nothing much, honey.
You didn't?
No.
Well, who were some of your classmates out there in Jonesville?
The Lord, I can't remember them because back in,
That's been a long time.
See, when I came to the Gainesville, I was 14 years old. So when I went to Whitaker School, I was younger than that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember none of those right now.
Well, that's understandable. That's been a long time.
But I know the most of them I did know has passed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Was it a one-room school?
Huh?
A one-room school?
Yeah, one room, yeah. Yeah, one room. They had everything in one room. The dining room, everything.
Now, how did you get to school from home to school? You walked?
From my house to the Whitaker School.
How far was that, a mile or two?
Oh, that was about 4 or 5 miles or longer.
Really?
Yeah, I would leave home early in the morning to get there on time. Yes, Lord.
Now, when you were walking to school, who was walking with you?
My brother, Joseph.
Brother Joseph?
Yeah,
Now, Joseph Buchanan?
yeah.
Okay, Joseph Buchanan was married to
Gussie.
Gussie.
Right,
Yes, in Gainesville.
right.
He's
Yeah.
buried out there at Mount Pleasant in the cemetery.
He was born out in he was buried out in Jonesville.
Yes, that's right. He's buried in Jonesville.
Pleasant Plain.
He's at Pleasant Plains.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Right.
So Joseph was your brother.
Yeah. Yeah, and he married Gussie.
Yeah, he married Gussie.
Yeah, Gussie was sanctified.
That's right. She was
Right,
at
you
church.
know her?
Yes, I did. I knew her personally. In fact, I put the Bible that went in her casket.
Sure enough.
Because Joelle came to me that night. They had the opening of the casket.
Yeah.
And she was dressed with her purse, her hat on, and everything like she was going to church.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said, something is missing. And Joel pulled me over there. He said, the Bible. I said, you got it. So I went up there to Walmart quickly and got a Bible. And then Joel went over and put it in her hand. So she had a Bible, she had her purse,
Right.
she had a scarf
she was
to the
ready-
side.
she
Oh,
was
she was
dressed
ready to
nice,
go to
yeah.
church.
Yeah.
And so he and I stood there for a little bit and had our little talk and prayer over Sister Buchanan. Because what she said, I used to belong to Williams Temple.
Oh, you did, yeah.
For a while, and so, she would read the announcements.
Right.
That was her thing. And she
Right.
said, when I think of the goodness of the Lord
She sure
and
would say
all
that.
that he has done for me,
Right.
my soul cries out,
Right.
hallelujah, thank God for
That's-
saving me. Not by my own, but, she'd go on and do her talk.
Yeah, she
and
sure
then
would
she
say
would
that.
give those announcements.
Right.
So I knew her, and I knew her sister, too.
Yeah, I know her too. Yeah, I know the sister too, because my brother married Gussie.
Yeah, he married Gussie.
He married Gussie. Now, and then Gussie had some children.
That's right, yeah. But she has a daughter. Is it Udine? It's the daughter's still living.
Yeah, she's still living, but I don't see them now.
You don't see them often.
See her now. No.
Well, I saw her when they did the dedication for Joel Buchanan Museum and Historical Area at the university. She was there. She came over and hugged me. I hadn't seen her in a while.
Yeah, but I don't see him now at all. No, I don't see him.
Yeah. But that was wonderful, so we could relate to that. Another question that I had, you said that you worked outside of the home for white people. Do you have any of the names of the people that you worked for?
Yeah, but I could think of the husband name, but the husband name is Dixon Jones. No, I can't think of the
Dixon Jones.
Dixon Jones.
Oh, okay. So you work for the Jones family.
Yeah, and they didn't live too far from where we live.
That's right. They're still out there. The house is still there.
The house still there, but they dead and gone.
They long been dead and gone, but other family members are still. I know where that house is.
His wife was named Quinine.
Quinine.
Quinine Jones, right.
Quinine Jones.
That's where I used to go and do a little bit of work at.
Yeah, well, you know, the area was called Jonesville. It was named for that family.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Sure enough.
That's how Jonesville got its name, was from the Jones family.
Okay. I didn't know that then. I'm 100 years old. I didn't know that.
Right. And then you also had the Dudley family out there. Did you know anything about them?
Yeah, I knew. I didn't know them that good, but I know of them. Yeah.
Did you know anybody that worked on their land?
No. No.
That was a little bit after you.
Yeah, but by me leaving so early from Jonesville.
Right.
That's why I can't remember, who could all have went on.
Yes, exactly
right. I mean,
right.
14 years old, I was glad to get out the country to go to town.
I heard that. Well, now, what kind of work did you do while you were out there? I know you were 14, so you had to help out. Did you work
I helped on the farm, on the farm. Whole cotton and peanuts and stuff.
Cotton and peanuts?
Right, honey. Yeah.
How about watermelon?
You name it. Your watermelon, too.
Did they have grapes out there?
Grapes? Yeah, had it on the fence row.
On the fence row, yeah.
Right,
How about flowers?
They had some flower, but it wasn't too much.
Wasn't too much.
To talk about, no.
I know they said that the Dudleys at one time had a flower garden.
Oh, yeah.
People used to come out there and work the flowers.
Yeah, but I never did go over that area.
You didn't go over there and do that? Did you know the Ross family?
The Ross? All the Rosses. I know all the Rosses.
Well, tell me a little bit about the Rosses out there.
Well, they were good time people. The younger ones, Yeah, so that's how I remember them now. Because I was young, too.
Yes, I understand. And I understand they used to have the baseball games out there, too.
Yeah, I used to go to the ball games, too.
You loved it, didn't you?
Yeah, and well, talking about a good time, I enjoyed it.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And how about
you name it, I did it.
And how about that? Didn't they have a little juke joint out there?
Yes, ma'am. But I wasn't able to go to that.
You were too young to go.
Yeah, I couldn't go to that. My mama would let me go.
I don't blame you, Mom.
I wanted to go, though.
Yeah, Well, how about the Stokes family? Did you know any of those?
Who?
The Stokes.
Stokes, no.
No, okay.
No.
All right.
I don't remember that.
How about the Hunt family?
Yeah, I know the Hunts, yeah.
Who did you know in the Hunts family?
The Hunt lived down there not too far from where we live.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't think about offhand the Hunt. Maybe while we talking here, the one of them would come to me. Right today I'm 100 years old.
Yes, I know, and this is a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I was 100 years old about a little better than a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the 12th of January.
And that was the next question I had on here. I wanted you to talk a little bit about how did you have such a long life? What foods did you eat? What activities did you do?
I ate everything I wanted to eat. Well, I did. But I would tell the truth, ain't it?
Yes, ma'am. That's the truth. Will set you free.
And I didn't have no pig food. But I liked barbecue because after I was sold barbecue so much, I eat it right now. And I go to Sonny Fat Boy, don't it, Barbara? I go to Fat Boy now and get barbecue right now. But I ain't got no teeth now, but they're home in a bag. But, but when I had teeth, I ate anything I wanted to eat. But now, I eat the barbecue right on now.
All right, so you love barbecue. Is it pork barbecue or beef?
Pork barbecue.
You want the pork. You want the real thing.
See, I'm from Jonesville.
I love this. And they have a lot of barbecue out
Yes,
there.
yes, man. You name it, I was right there with it.
And you have such a kind disposition. So you
Yes.
didn't let things bother you too much, did they?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. I didn't worry about too much.
Uh-huh.
No, I had to go along with the flow.
And you allowed you to go with the flow.
Oh, I say, what come around goes around.
Amen.
Yeah. So I live from that time.
And what goes around comes around.
Right.
And so no need to worry about it because it's going to come around again.
Come around again. If you be here to go experience, you know what you done been through. Right. So I done been through a lot already, but I won out everything I went through it. I won out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to your husband, I know he has passed. When did he pass? You have an idea? 1991. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was unable to work because of his injuries from the military.
Yeah, he's a veteran, yeah.
Yes, he was a veteran from the military.
Yeah.
And where is he resting today? Where was he buried?
I didn't know.
It could be the military. Oh, he's in Alachua?
Florida, yeah, on the outskirts. What's the name of that?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's buried in Alachua, Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, and give me his name again.
Arlington Landis Jordan.
Landis.
Yeah.
Landis. Arlington Landis Jordan. And he was the third.
No, he was.
No. Your son is the third.
Right.
His father was the first.
Right.
And he was the second.
Right.
Okay, want to make sure we got that clear.
Right.
All right. So the family line, and you're maintaining the third. Does he have a child?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean Landis? Yeah, Landis got two girls.
He has two. Would you give their names?
Yeah. One named Candace Williams. Now she not a Candace Jordan, not Candace Williams.
Candace
Williams.
Williams.
He never did marry her, so she went in the mother's name.
Okay.
Now that's Landis' daughter, and
That's
he got
the daughter.
one. He got one now, 11 years old. What her name is?
Just Josiah.
How do we spell that? J?
I don't know how to spell it.
David, we'll find it later. We can get,
Yeah,
So there are two children, so we have the fourth, right?
Well,
Alan Jordan, the fourth. No, this is the third.
Yeah.
And he has two children.
Right.
Okay, we got that straight.
And the last girl is just 11 years old.
And Javert, the one that we're not sure of the spelling, is 11 years old.
Yeah.
And then Candace Williams, she went back, I put Candace Jordan Williams here as the daughter. How old is she?
Well, she not Candace was a grown woman. She got two children, 18, 17, 19 years old.
Oh, she got a 17-year-old and 18.
No, she got a 17 and a 16.
17, so she has two children.
Right, a boy and a girl. But they live in Atlanta now.
Oh, so they're in Atlanta.
Yes.
Left the area. Okay.
Yeah.
She found a good living up there
Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday. She's doing good.
Well, that is excellent.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do during the day? What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do?
Eat.
Go get you some barbecue. Have you had any health issues over your life? I mean, like being sick or any blood pressure problems, heart problems, any of those?
No, I'm a diabetic person.
Okay, you're diabetic.
Yeah, I'm having no problem now with my sugar dropping, you know. Sometimes it's dropping, I don't know nothing about it, and I be kind of out of it for a while. But I'm trying to stay on top of it. I went to the doctor not long ago, and he gave me a good recommendation for how I'm keeping up with what I need to have. But it drops when you don't know they're gonna drop.
Yes.
And sometimes it be at 4 days in the morning, like 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Or time I get out the bed. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I was getting up out the bed, and I put on my gown, I put on my top, And I never did pull my gown off me. And my son said, Mama, you didn't get ready. I got to go pick my baby, my daughter up from school. It was on a Wednesday. And I looked at him and he went, what are you talking about? He said, Mama, get dressed so you can come out the room. But he said, I'm going to bring you some sugar and some orange juice. And I bowed my head. He brought it to me and I took it. And I went to feeling better.
Yes, yes.
So when he went out the room, then I put on my other clothes. Then I went and sat out there where I would be every day. But I went to feeling better after I got this orange juice and the sugar.
That's right. You had to bring that sugar level up.
Right.
You
Yeah. It's
keep
kind
the
of
candy or
bad.
anything near your bed, so when you get up, if you're weak, you could just put that little piece of candy in, and that will sort of give you a little more.
Yeah, but I got plenty of candy for that. But see, when you get like that, you don't have no mind of thinking what to do.
Yeah, that's true. You don't know.
No.
You need some support there.
No, that's right. I need some help then.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So right now he watches me head and toe every time I look away.
Good. How about your travels? Have you traveled out of the Gainesville area?
Not lately, but I used to travel quite a bit.
Where are
When I
some of the
was coming
places
on.
you traveled to?
Like Daytona.
All right, you love Daytona. You like
Yeah.
going to the beach?
Right. I didn't go there real often, but I went there 2 or 3 times. Yeah. I did a lot of the things that I wanted to do.
All right.
And I don't regret nothing I did.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. A lot of folk might say some little stupid thing, but I don't forget nothing. Wherever I come from, I don't forget it. And I enjoyed every time I went to do something.
And you went to Miami, of course, with your husband,
Yeah,
and he was
I did.
there. Any other places you want to mention that you...
Yeah, well, you know, first going out of town, I didn't just travel like somebody else would travel all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
I was mostly a homeless person right here in Gainesville.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, who were some of the leaders of Gainesville during your lifetime? I mean, some of the people that you looked up to. Anybody?
Well, they dead now, but...
That's all right.
Yeah.
Just mention whoever. I don't know. Dr. Banks was right down the street from you on the same
Dr.
side,
Banks-
and
yeah,
Dr. Cosby was
Dr.
right
Cosby.
there also.
Right. Now, Dr. Banks was my doctor.
Mine too.
When I came to be a diabetic person, I went to him, and he told me I had sugar.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I cried from his office to my house.
Right down the street.
Yeah. So when I got to the house, my mother said, Adam, what you crying for? I said, Dr. Banks said I'm a diabetic. And she said, that ain't the end of life. I said, but I'm gonna die from it. I didn't know what I was talking about, no way.
Yeah.
But I was excited.
Yes.
I never did have sugar before. When he told me that, then told me I was gonna be on a needle. And I've been back in the year, and I'm on a needle today.
And the needle's keeping you.
Yeah,
It was once a day?
I never took no pills, nothing but a needle. And I give myself a shot all the time.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Every day, and that keeps you
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Did you know Mama Lo?
Huh?
Did you know Mama Lo that lived with you?
Yes, she lived across the street from me.
I know she did.
Yeah. I had to go get my food from over there. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know Mama Lo. Yeah, I know that. Well, she had a good cafe over there.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no.
Now, where did you attend church? I know you said you were Baptist.
A Methodist.
Oh, you're Methodist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Methodist.
And where did you
I'm
attend
going to
church?
Mount Pleasant.
Mount
Mount
Pleasant.
Pleasant Methodist Church, all on 2nd Street.
Mount Pleasant on 2nd Street.
Yeah.
Who was your pastor over there?
Well, now he been there about a year, but I haven't been going regular, so I think I can give you a name a little
That's
later
all
on.
right. We don't
need.
need to know. Which one did you like? Because you've been there a
Reverend
long time.
McCullough.
Who?
Reverend McCullough was my favorite pastor.
Reverend McCullough.
Yeah.
McClellan,
Okay.
Tennessee.
She was my favorite pastor. Now, she pastored our church over 8 years.
Oh, yeah, she's still there. Did she retire?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about 8 years. Yeah, I know her.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
lost her husband
Right,
a few years
Richard.
ago.
His name
Yes,
Richard,
yes, I remember that.
Well, she
too.
lived in the house where Richard was.
Oh,
That's where she
okay.
lived. So really, that's the pastor that I can remember. 'Cause,
I
yeah.
thought maybe been some of the earlier ones that you might have remembered.
Well, back in the day, there was Farmer Welch.
Oh, Furman Welch.
Yeah,
Furman Welch
he
was
was on a lot of
okay.
it. I remember him. Now, he was a pastor at Mount Pleasant.
And Ferguson.
And Ferguson.
Reverend Ferguson. Right, I forgot about him.
What was his first name? Reverend Ferguson. Do you know his first name?
William Ferguson.
William Ferguson
Yeah.
and Furman Welch. Okay, now the Welches were out there in Newberry, also in Jonesville.
Jonesville, yeah.
Yeah, quite a few.
But I don't know if they were any kin or not, but they were Welches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We interviewed some of the Welches.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Right.
Very fine people.
And I had one pastor was named Huger, Huger. Now he was there about 4 years. But it's so many, and the most of that was pastors during the time, back in all of them in the past now.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
imagine so.
Yeah. Now, one we got now, I can't think of his name because I don't go to church no more like I used to go.
Well, we
But
understand.
he always come and give me communion. But he sent one of his church preachers to come communion, and one coming tomorrow with communion.
Yes.
Yeah, but for knowing remember his name, I don't remember his name too well.
Yes.
Because we're not that acquainted, but he know me. Yeah.
That's a
They
blessing.
came to me to visit with the prayer group. About 12 or 14 of them came by. And we had prayer service right on my porch.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yes.
But
They
my
come
getting
together.
around is a little bit slower now, so I don't try to get out to go like I used to church. I said, the church is in me,
That's where it should be.
right in me,
That's right.
every day,
All right. That's a blessing.
24/7.
All right.
Yeah.
24/7. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I pretty well answered. You've answered all the questions that I had and things that were relating to the community.
Yeah.
Anybody in the community you want to speak about? Anybody that we didn't ask you about?
Well, the one that I know about, they're past.
That's good too.
Yeah.
We can still mention
and
it.
they was like Miss Curington. That was my niece, grandmama. Because my sister was my niece's mama. Mary was Agnes' mama. But her mama was named Agnes Curington.
Agnes. And
Curington, yeah.
C. Okay.
Now
Curing.
she lived
That's
on.
okay. I get it. Agnes Curington.
Yeah, she lived on Fifth Avenue.
Oh, she lived on Fifth Avenue.
That was Seminary Street at that time.
Yeah, we know it was seminary.
Yeah.
And that was one of your friends.
Yeah.
All right.
Now they were church people. All of them at the church. Miss Curington, she had a preacher for her husband from Stokes. I can't remember his name, but they all lived in my life as Christian. Yeah. So I had to respect them and try to do the best I can myself.
Well, yeah, I'm sure
By
you
you
did.
being young, you didn't have the mind they had. But they taught me a lesson to respect them.
Yes.
That's what I did.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one other question. Did you know anyone who came from the Rosewood Massacre to Gainesville?
From where?
From Levy County. Did you know anybody from down in Cedar Key, Levy County?
Well, right now I can't think.
Chiefland, any of those areas? Because there were a few African Americans that lived in Gainesville who came out of Rosewood.
Out of it. Well, right now I can't think.
That's all right. That's
Yeah.
fine. I just
I think
asked
I
so
know
we
that.
could just say
Right.
that we coded it with the record.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of, there were some Davises that lived in Gainesville, but we won't go there.
The Davis. Well, I know Minnie Lee Davis, but that was my neighbor was next to me. That was her mother. Her name was Minnie Lee Davis.
Was she
Yeah.
in Rutledge?
Huh?
Minnie Lee Davis. Was she out in Rutledge?
No, Gainesville.
Minnie Lee Davis, and she
Yeah.
was from Gainesville.
Right.
All right. Well,
And she has a grandson named Trail. Yeah.
What about businesses? Can you think of any other businesses that was down in Fifth Avenue area?
Yeah, they had the drugstore. And where Duncan Brothers Funeral Home is now, they had a hand grocery store.
Oh, yes, that's right. Talk a little bit about Hans Grocery Store. I've heard of that.
Yeah, now that's where I used to go to shop a lot of times.
Uh-huh.
And right next to the Hanes grocery store was the cafe. But I just can't think of the name of it at this minute. But it was a little cafe right between the shoe shop
What's it?
and Hanes grocery store. Now Reverend Cato,
Reverend Cato was there, that's right.
yeah, but he the one had that little place there where he would have that. Yeah.
I can't think of the lady's name that had that
It's a
cafe
shoe shop.
down there.
The shoe shop was down there. Oscar Gilbert shoe shop. And that was that next door where I was living on Fifth Avenue.
Now my daddy's barbershop and cab stand that was there.
Yeah, the cab stand was down there. That's where it is right now. Yeah.
Now, do you know how long the building was there? Was it always a building there, or did my dad build the building or anything?
No, where the cab stand is now? No, it been there for umpteen years, I tell you the truth. Because I never know it to be no other place but down there on Fifth Avenue. It was Seminary Street then. But that's where the cab stand been all since when I first come and go to school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, was,
And buying from
was the
Walmart shop.
barbershop there as well?
About the barbershop got there late after then.
Okay. Was it my
But-
dad that put the barbershop in there?
Who?
My dad, English Green.
I know him. Yeah, I know Eddie Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he was in the barbershop.
She sure was.
Yes.
He's coming back to me now, Lord, I thank you. Oh, Lord, I thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had the, because that's what my brothers and sisters, we can't remember exactly when he had the building and the barbershop there.
Yeah, and then that building right, the cab stand right here, and the barber shop was over, like here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can see it from thinking in my mind now. It faced Fifth Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah, and the cab stand right next to it. Yeah, I remember all of that now. Yeah, I'm old, but I ain't forgot all
Oh, that's
everything.
good news.
Was there any other stores you remember, things that you like to?
No, that's the only store. Hanes store was the one I remember. Yeah. Now Duncan Brothers Funeral Home there now.
Yes, it's been there since 1953.
Yeah,
was
it's been
the
a
funeral
long
home.
time, right.
And then that made me think when you were talking about the cab stand, we interviewed Nathan Turner.
Oh, yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh, he's your cousin?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And they're from out in the Jonesville area
Yeah,
too.
it was John, yeah.
Well, look at this connection
Now,
here.
and his children come to see me now. One of his boys and his wife,
Oh, that's there.
they come to see me now.
Yeah, they
One
still-
used to drive a cab.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we interviewed him some time ago, a couple of years ago, maybe from now. And he had
Yeah.
safety cab, and he was right there at the same barbershop stand there.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the son was driving cab.
Right, his son, yeah, I know him quite well.
Yes,
He
yeah.
friendly with my son a lot.
Uh-huh.
I used to ride with him a little bit, not much, because after my husband died and everything, I was kind of around the house. But I used to drive a car myself.
Oh, you drove a car?
Yeah, and one night I drove out of town. I went to the drugstore on Main Street, and I left Main Street to come back home. And I found myself, I was way out on the Newberry Road, going to Newberry. And my brother was living. And some told me, "You didn't turn around, you going a little bit too far." So I turned around and came back to Farnworth store.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I called my brother. His name was Chester. And I told him where I was. I told him I was lost. He said, "What you doing way out here?" I said, "I'm lost." He said, "Stay there, I'll be there in a few minutes." So he came to where I was. And then when he got to where I was, he said, "What happened to you?" I said, "Chester, I got lost. I went to the drugstore to go back home." He said, "On Main Street?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You way out here?" I said, "Well, I know." I said, "But I don't know where I am." He said, "Come on, go by the house." I said, "Let me call Landis." So I called Landis. And I told them I had got lost, and I was on the Newberry Road to Farnworth store. Last time Mama come and stay there, I'll pick you up. I said, no, come to Chess house, and I'll be at Chess house. But he got out there before we got to get to the Chess house. Then I trailed him back. I was driving the car. I trailed him back to Gainesville. But I got back to my right mind. But I was lost as a bug.
That can happen.
The only thing is you went back home.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Right, right.
And you knew you were around home. Or something.
Right, I know, yeah. After I called Chester, I had got back to the farmware store. Then I kind of remember that I was in the wrong place. Before I left the drugstore on Main Street, and I'm living on 6th Street. And I drove back in Jonesville. I had passed by farmware store.
Yeah, he sure
And
has.
somebody, you're going too far. I just turned around in the middle, wasn't no car coming. I just turned around. I said, let me go back to farmware store. And then that's when I called for help then. And Chester said, Adam, what you doing? I said, I just got lost. He said, what you doing lost?
Were you named after an aunt or something? Were you named after anyone?
Who?
You. Your name Ellen? Or you?
No, I named myself. My mother told me I named myself. My mother told me that when she had a dream, I'm quite sure, I was a baby. She said, I said, name me Ellen McKenzie. I said it 3 times. And that's what she decided to name me. But for me to know it now, you know I don't know. Yeah, but I said, I named myself Ellen Buchanan. And how I know about Buchanan, and they didn't know Ellen. Yeah.
Tell us,
But that was a dream she had. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about Chester Buchanan, your brother.
Well, Chester was living on the farm.
Uh-huh.
And after my mama and daddy died, then he took the farm and carried it on for many years. So finally he took sick, and he couldn't farm no more. But he had a sorry son that come out. He didn't do much of farming, but his grandson did a little bit of farming for him. Then he had 4 children. And by them being the daddy of those children, when he died, his children thought the farm was theirs. But by me being the only child left in the immediate family, I was in the driver's seat.
You sure were.
So what I did later on, I found I wasn't gonna farm. Barry wasn't gonna go farm, neither Landis. And I called them to my house to have a meeting, and let them know I wanted to sell the property. So we could live some of the property. So they came 2 times to the meeting to my house. And after letting them know what I wanted to do, they didn't agree with me. Because of what I'm saying to myself, my brother instilled in them that was his place, his farm. But the only thing, he had a share of the farm, because my mama and daddy had 6 children, and all of us had a share. That's why I wanted to talk with them about it. I didn't want to take nothing from them, because they was entitled to their daddy's share. But I sold the property. We all got the check. And I don't see them now. But see, that's what they wanted to do. I did the right thing for as I'm concerned.
Yes, I hear you.
And I didn't want to take nothing from them, because my sister had 1 child named Inez, but she living in Atlanta now. She's living in North Carolina. And she the only one stuck with me through the whole thing.
I hear you.
Through the whole thing.
I hear
But
you.
the other niece and nephew, they didn't want me to sell the property.
I see.
But all they had to do was spend the money when they got it. Like I did. I ain't got nothing out of what I spent.
Well, then, Mr. Chester Buchanan, in one of the interviews I did with him a long time ago, he talked about Abraham Wilson. And Abraham Wilson got lynched out there at Lynch Hammock. I don't know if you know anything
Mr.
at all.
Chester Buchanan.
Uh-huh.
Chester was my brother.
I know.
And he talked about what?
He mentioned Abraham Wilson. Abraham Wilson was lynched at Lynch Hammock.
Yeah,
And,
but I didn't know him.
You didn't know anything about it. But what he said in his interview was that Abraham had children. He had a wife and 2 children, if I remember correctly. And they helped the wife and the children after he was lynched. You know, to help
Okay.
to take care of them and to make sure that they got the needs met. And that was out there in the Jonesville area and Newberry area. And
Well,
I
now, you
remember
said
that
Chester.
from his interview.
Well, I'm trying to think when you said Chester, but I'm thinking about Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Was Joe's son, and he the one did all. He was doing what Marcus was doing.
She's saying the historical part, but she's talking about Uncle Chester though.
Yeah,
She didn't know Uncle Chester himself though.
yeah.
That's what she's talking about, not what Marcus did, not what Joel did.
Now what Joe did over
Yeah,
there.
but see, y'all call Joel Marcus too.
Yeah.
See, I know that.
Yeah.
But the school doesn't know that. 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody in the community called him Marcus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, but I interviewed.
Well, that's what Marcus would do.
yeah, Marcus was. Yeah, we get together.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was he? Was he named after someone with the Marcus?
Marcus. That's all I know, Marcus.
Well, that's what I knew when I first met him. They called him Marcus.
I know, we were neighbors as far as the Greens and the Buchanans are neighbors.
Yeah.
And, my great-grandfather's name was Marcus Green.
Sure enough.
Yeah, so my dad's grandfather's name was Marcus.
Uh-huh.
Henry was his dad.
Yeah. Well, now what this was Marcus was Joe's son, my brother's son. Yeah.
That's right.
And
Right.
you said Joe, okay.
Yeah. Now he the one would go around and try to get things. What we doing now? Yeah. Yeah. That was Gus's brother, wasn't it? Yeah. Gussie, yeah.
3, 4. Marcus
and
was
Gus was Joe's wife.
Gus's son. Yeah, Marcus. Yeah, and we know him as Joel Buchanan.
Yeah, Joe.
The
that's it.
community knows him as Marcus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you have some pictures that you want to show us?
I do. And then I was going to ask Mom, she remember, was Leonardo, was it Leonardo's, Inez's dad, was his portrait, was that his studio on Fifth Avenue during that time too?
But yeah, who?
Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard
He had a
Jackson.
portrait
Yeah.
studio on Fifth Avenue during that
Yeah. And that's where we live, in that building.
time. Okay.
Yeah. In Leonard building, because we live downstairs. And the man named Ernest Cato, he used to drive cab.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife was living upstairs. He and the wife lived upstairs. Yeah.
And that was on the Fifth Avenue? That's when you was on Fifth Avenue, you said?
Yeah, Fifth Avenue, yeah.
About
But
where-
back in there, it was Seminary Street now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where in relationship, well, let's leave, you used the cab stand as a guide. Where was that building located? Where the 2-story?
Where we were living?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it got burnt down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a 2-story building. But my husband had a tailor shop down in the, if you go in the door. And there was a family lived upstairs. His name was Ernest and Juanita Cato. And we lived downstairs of the same building. Yeah.
You want to show us some of your pictures?
Yes. This is from high school, Lakewood High School. Recognize which one is Mom on there.
Let's see.
You make it find me on that. I was something else on that.
Well, I should be looking for the most beautiful person on there then. I can't tell.
What year was this picture?
1944.
1944.
It says 44 on there.
For the, okay then.
Lincoln High School in Gainesville, Florida. And the location was where A. Quinn Jones School is located today. So that you'll have a location was on 7th and 10th. I believe that's where that's located.
This is her right here.
Okay, right here. Excellent. Wow. Beautiful.
Her and her mom.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, look how beautiful.
Oh, yes.
My mom lived to be 100 years old.
Mm.
Oh. I didn't want you to get a glare.
You got it?
All right, give us the names again.
Louise, Mom,
Louis Buchanan.
You know what? I can
Yeah, Louise,
Louise Buchanan and Ellen Louise.
That'd be better for you.
We're gonna put them on this.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, these are beautiful images. It looks like you just made them. You kept them very well.
yeah.
Is that better? So I can take some too. Okay.
Well, she can send you a set of those.
These next ones are, the mom said she was back in the day a little pistol on a stick.
Oh, look at here, girl. Oh, fancy. You had an attitude up there. I love that.
Yeah.
I like that hat. She was fancy. And she was ready to step out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that lady right there with them legs. Looking all sexy.
I'm telling you, you got the American flag behind you.
Yeah.
Was this a Labor Day or something?
Yeah.
A holiday?
See, that's why them boys was after me. That little waist.
I had long hair back in the
I
day.
see.
So we
Yeah.
know where little Miss Jordan getting it too, because she was up there
Yeah.
for her day also.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the house way years ago.
Okay, the one that you're living in now?
The one we're living in now.
Okay.
That when she first moved there. That's the way it looked.
Yeah.
That was before the building was built to it. Mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
And then, well, that's a
close.
kind of
Oh, that's a close up.
current one.
Okay.
It's odd. These next pictures are in front of the other. The same lady was, this baby doll was always in the picture, looked like, in front of
Yeah.
Mom's,
They would come to visit, stay with me over the shop. I call it the shop.
it was in like on this one, it says Jordan's Diner. It actually says the name.
Oh, we're going to get that. Jordan's down.
Because if I peel that off, it'll tear it off.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we have one under here that we didn't get.
Yeah.
Let's
Is
get
that your dad? Is this the
Yeah,
little,
which one?
that one right there?
Yeah, that's Dad sitting in front of the jukebox back then. Inside.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they had an actual pit where they cooked the barbecue. Mom and Dad actually.
Oh, you had your own pit. No wonder she loved this barbecue.
They bathed it down with vinegar and the sauce.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, you know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had my mother with me at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So she came from Jonesville to Gainesville to live with you.
No, she took after my husband, my daddy died. She stayed out of it, but she took sick,
I see.
so I had to bring her to Gainesville with me.
Yes, yes.
Cause she was a diabetic and didn't know it either.
Oh,
Yeah, and she had both her legs taken off,
uh-huh.
and I waited on her 23 years.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
23 years. And she would get out of her bed and make up her bed. She would wash dishes, and one she said, "Ed, I'm gonna sweep the floor." I said, "No. You ain't gonna sweep now." She couldn't get out of the chair with no legs.
Yes, yeah,
I said,
know,
"Now
but she
you,
was just-
you can do everything. We wash the dishes, you can do that." I said, "But you're not gonna sweep." I said, "I'm gonna do the sweeping." But she wanted to do a lot of things that she wasn't able to do, but she was willing to do
She
it.
had the heart to do it.
Right.
Black people built this.
And she lived 100 years. She was 100 years old when she died.
She was, but I got to get, your mother was 100
Yeah.
years old when she passed. So you
Yeah.
got the long, good genes in your body.
And my dad was just 81.
Amen.
That's all, yeah. But me and her are the one that lived to the 100.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is this still on?
But when I'm so happy, I'm in my right mind.
This is all.
Good.
I'm not fully with it now, but I was. I'm still in my right mind.
That's a blessing.
Right, it's a
That's
blessing,
truly a
yeah.
blessing, because some of these folks 50 years old and not in their right minds today.
Right. They act so
especially with
crazy
this
now, I don't want to be around them either. Right. Yeah.
Can you talk about your brother Alexander?
Who?
Alexander, is it?
Yeah, Uncle Buck.
Oh, yeah, Buck, that's the oldest brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he lived on the farm. But he didn't do nothing but work on the farm all the time. He didn't go out of town nowhere like that.
Did he have a family?
Yeah, he was married to a lady named Priscilla.
Uh-huh.
And she died before he did.
I see.
Yeah.
And where did they live?
in Jonesville, right when my dad and mama were leaving. They had a house on the farm too.
And stayed right there.
Yeah. If you leave out of one house and go to the other house.
Did they have children?
No. My brother had a boy, but they didn't have no children themselves.
Yes.
But he had a boy living in, oh Lordy,
That's all right.
Parramatta. Yeah. And now he passed, but he got children there. So those are the ones that come to see me from Parramatta
From
now.
Parramatta.
Right, Yeah.
So what about your other siblings? We'll talk about Chester, Alexander. What other siblings did you have? What's your other siblings?
Chester, the one had the 4 children.
Okay.
Yeah, he the one.
Mary.
Huh?
Understand, your sister, one sister, Mary.
Well, Mary had but one daughter. That's Inez. Yeah. And Inez the one that she's sick by me now. But Chester children, the one that got the pissed off at me about the property. Yeah. But Inez was with me, and she was in charge of the shop next door to me. So she went and sold the shop. But they all got a check now, because they was entitled to their money. So they got it. But I know we weren't able to do no farming.
No.
I mean, better than girls, you know, they weren't able to do no farming.
Mom, where did Aunt Mary stay?
Mary,
Where did she live?
Mary lived here in Yonder.
Her last home was in Archer.
She lived in Arch.
It was in Archer.
Mary was the root of all evil. Now that was my sister.
Yes, that's
That
all
was
right.
my
You can
sister,
speak
but
about it.
she was something else. She didn't have no life for nobody to follow. Well, she was living her life,
Yes, yeah.
and she died her life. Ain't no point telling no lie on her. Well, she did it. If you ever know her, you know it too. But Mary was something else. And that's her daughter is the one that's sticking with me. Inez. But she's in North Carolina now. But she called me all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Now Chester children, the one live here in Gainesville with me. That's my brother's children, just died. Yeah.
Okay, so
And they the one got the vein in their jaws. Which I don't mind blowing it out.
I heard that. And that's an old term, wind in the jaws.
Right.
I hadn't heard that term in quite some time.
Right. Well, the thing, they all were going to get some of the money anyway.
Yeah, they got something.
Yeah, they got something.
They just didn't get as much as they thought they were going to get.
No, they wanted to take the whole 70 acres
I heard, oh, my.
and tell me what to do.
No, you were the
And
lady of that one.
I'm the only child from Anderson and Louise. And they are my mom and daddy grandchildren.
That's exactly true.
They don't get ahead of the children.
No, you can't do that. Can't do that.
But
That's blood.
That's the sense they had. But when I do see them, I speak to them, but
Yeah.
I don't run them down.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
They should be coming to
They be
see
coming,
you.
They don't call me. They don't come. And I had a niece that died, and now her daughter died. They ain't buried her yet. And one of the girls that went in her jaw, they buried her about 3 weeks ago. And the daughter that been dead now about
3
a
weeks.
little bit than 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But I'm 100 years old.
And that's a blessing.
Going strong.
And then her mother was 100 years old. That's another thing. Y'all got good genes in the family. And the father was 81 years old.
Right.
I mean, you all really got something going here.
That's what's going on.
Chester was 98.
And
Yeah.
Chester, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what his age was, but I knew he was old. His
Yeah.
skin and
Yeah.
I enjoyed talking to her.
Yeah.
But I would ask him, how did he make the crops to grow? He said, just put the seed in and let God do the rest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah,
I
he was
enjoyed
beautiful.
it.
He
Yeah,
was
that
beautiful.
interview that we had with him, it was beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
and he's funny. Oh, he always got a little something. And then it's one of those kind of jokes that once he tells it, then you got to think about, oh!
We got it, and he's still looking at you and laughing.
Yeah.
So you didn't catch it, did you? I said, no, I didn't.
You said that interview with him?
We're gonna have to see if we can find
I
it.
have it right here.
I think you have it, yeah.
And I have my video all set up in there, so I'll let you see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I have it in there.
Yeah.
but that was a wonderful interview. And like I said, I just remember that about Abe Wilson, and we've been trying to find information about him, about his lynchings and so forth. And so at least we knew he had a wife and the children and how the community worked to try to support them. Yeah, and he didn't talk much about the Dudleys. We talked a little bit after the tape was off.
Yeah.
So did you all, like, did the community, like the kids play together in Jonesville?
Well, we lived so far from each other. See, we wasn't close together because I was more closer to 4 o'clock church than I was in the family. Now, we had the Fishers live, they crossed the field, across the fence from where we lived, but we wasn't close together. So we didn't have nobody to play with but our immediate family, children. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when you moved in to town, you had other kids your age, like the other 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds, right?
Yeah, well, they were classmates.
Okay.
Yeah, classmates then, yeah. Because I didn't have no other one to visit. So when I went to school and all that, that's where I had a lot of input from them, yeah.
So you attended which is 8 Quinn Jones now, but the old...
It was Lincoln High School, Lincoln High School. Yeah, that's where I went to school there.
Okay.
But now they moved it out there on
Waldo Road.
Waldo Road.
They moved it to Waldo Road, but it was at first on over there on 10th and 7th.
Yes.
And that's where that picture was made, on 10th and 7th.
But I lived on Columbia Street, so I would get out, I could get a bell ringing into the schoolhouse. Before the silent bell rang, I was in the school.
You were running, girl.
I'll tell you, I was going over to school, honey. And a lot of morning I oversleep, you know, but when I got up and got dressed, I said, Lord, I'm gonna be late in school. When I hear that bell ringing, I hit that front door, and they said, everybody, don't fall. I said, I'm going to school. And I kept on running, and when I hit the bottom step, the bell went to ring. I said, thank you, Lord, I made it.
So your aunt, talk to us a little bit more about your aunt that you lived with.
Her name was Johanna Frazier. Now, she and her brother were living together, one yard in between. His name was Tom Hurst. And I lived with that baby, but I was with Tom all the time because he was a good timer, but he had one leg. But he was a good timing person. By me being young, I liked his presence. So he liked to talk, he loved a lot of women, but he wasn't married at that time. But when he married a big old fat lady. And he said Ellen. He called her Adeline, that's her name was Adeline.
Adeline.
And he said, where Adeline is? And so she would come, what you want with me? And he said, well, I just called to find out where you are. Well, see, he wanted me to see her. Well, he know that I'm gonna smile after she leave, you know. He said, she's a juicy woman, she's a big fat woman. I said, that's what you wanted, so that's what you got. But Tom Hurst, he was my favorite uncle. Yeah, he loved his women now. And he would talk about her. As soon as she turned her back, he go to talk, he would point at her, you know, she going out back to the thing, and I wrote her laughing. I miss him. He was a favorite uncle of mine. And I had another one named Charlie Hurst. Charlie was a woman lover too. All my family was like women and men, you know, they meant that way. But Charlie Hurst he had a wife too. But he was going with Ethel Williams' mama, Lula Williams. I remember all of that. But I wasn't in the prison with them, but I remember the association they had together, you know. But they would tell me anyway. Well, I'd ask them what happened, they'd puke to me too. But back in the day that I experienced coming along, a lot of things that I haven't forgotten, but a lot of things I have forgotten. But the foolish thing is on my mind, you know. The Christian thing is I'm forgotten.
That's right. Those are memories.
Right. That's the way the devil works. The devil works like that. Though. He keeps that foolish thing in your mind. Never give nothing good to go on. But I don't pay the devil no mind.
That's all right.
I tell him, get out of my sight. I don't need you, baby.
You don't need it at all.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Now, you said Thomas Hurst had one leg.
Tom, he had one leg. It had an artificial leg. And then a cork leg.
In a cork. How did he get one leg? Did he get sick of it?
Well, he was running around and somebody shot him and he had to take the leg off.
Okay, shot in the
Yeah,
leg.
he was a woman lover.
So he got shot in the
Yeah.
leg. So
So
he
he got
lost
cut.
one leg, and so they had to make him a peg leg?
Yeah, he had a peg leg. He would take it off every night. He didn't mind taking it off for me because we'd be able to watch the TV with him. you know.
Right.
Yeah, he was my favorite uncle.
Now, Charlie Hurst.
Yeah. Charlie Hurst was my uncle too. That's his brother.
Okay, all right. So they were brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you know their parents by any chance? Thomas and Charlie Hurst?
No, I didn't know their parents. If
But
I
you
did,
met
I
them in
forgot it.
Gainesville, right?
Yeah, they was in Gainesville.
We met them in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
One other question, I'm going to go back to Marcus Cato. You said that they lived upstairs, and you all lived
No,
downstairs.
his name was Ernest Cato.
Ernest.
Yeah, Ernest Cato.
Well, I had Marcus here. Now, how did I get Marcus?
Yeah, Ernest
Okay.
Cato. And his wife
Okay.
was named Juanita Cato.
Juanita?
Yeah, his wife was named Juanita.
Juanita Cato. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And they lived upstairs, and you all lived downstairs.
Downstairs, right.
And then you had a tailor shop down there.
Downstairs,
And
right.
that's what your husband?
And my husband.
Your husband ran the tailor shop.
Right.
And then
and we lived in the back of the tailor shop.
and you all lived back of the tailor. So the front of the shop
is-
was where the people came in, and you all lived in the back.
In the back room.
Got it.
Right. We were in the same building now, but
Yes, in the same
Right,
building. And you said the building burned down.
yeah, it burned down.
And it was a red brick building?
It was a big red brick building.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, it burned down, yeah.
Mom, was that next to Oscar Gilbert?
Yeah,
Shoe shop.
after give us, yeah.
It's still standing today.
Yeah,
It's down there.
Oscar Gilbert.
yeah, after give was a shoe shop. And Reverend Cato had a little place next to Oscar Gilbert's shoe shop. Yeah.
Oscar Gilbert had his.
Yes.
Okay, in that little strip mall back there.
Yeah.
And then next to it was the photographer, the
Yes.
blue house. It's a
Yeah.
house now.
It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the line.
The Blue
yeah.
House was the photographer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And give me that photographer,
Bernard.
Right, there.
Bernard
And
Jackson.
is that who took your photos? Is that who took the majority of your photos here?
Who that?
I think so.
Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard Jackson. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Leonard had, his building was in the back of the same building. He had a photo where he take pictures and things. But by him being, he was living down, his place was downstairs behind where we lived. See, it was a big, tall building. He had a front building, it was a tailor shop.
All right, got
In
that.
the back was his shop where he took pictures at. Yeah.
And then you all lived back of that.
No, we live in the front of that.
You lived in the front of that.
Right,
Okay.
Because across the street from that strip was Ruby Morrison's beauty parlor. I remember her.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruby. So was Ruby, yeah.
Ruby?
Yeah, I forgot about, yeah.
Marson?
Yeah.
R-I-S-O-N.
Yeah.
She used to straighten hair and
That's right, you can get it, yes,
Morrison.
yeah. I
Beauty
forgot
shop.
about that. I know stuff quite a bit, but some things you can forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's one we hadn't heard of.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mom
so
used to take me down there when I was little and she would straighten my hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, any other shops you can remember? Anything else you can remember?
That man way on the far end of Fifth Avenue who had that
What?
barbecue place. What was his name?
It was
I had
Walter
written it.
Bachman.
What's his name?
Walter Bachman. Walter Bachman.
Barbara.
He the one that had the barbecue down there by,
Barber,
Was that YT?
no, YT was in there after Walter Bachman. Yeah. Yeah, YT had a good barbecue too.
YT was barbecue also.
Right.
I was trying to get out to Jonesville and this guy, was a YT, had called y'all and said I was walking past his barbecue stand, barbecue shop. Remember, Mom?
Yeah. I was trying to get them in my mind.
He found me off of 13th Street. I had walked past.
Yeah, they're down there from, where that watermill is now. Yeah, but that was YT barbecue.
That's it. That's what it was.
YT.
Is it YT?
YT.
And T is in Tom.
Right.
And that was on what street again?
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue. But it was Seminary Street now.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I'm gonna put another square. That's another building that I got to check.
Everything
I
was
got two
Seminary
here.
Street.
It's Ruby Morrison and
Yeah. Back in that time, what was Seminary Street, that's all I can remember.
Yes, yeah.
Because Seminary was booming during that time.
that was the main
Yeah.
street. Black folks, it was.
That was on the corner of, you know where it was a flashing light at the time, but the building is kind of catacornered.
There was it's across from Mom's kitchen. There was a building over to the left. Remember,
No,
Mom?
not that one, the
Not
one
that
that's more on, okay, that flashing light, the one that when you cross 6th Street. Just before you cross 6th Street.
Okay. Where that barber shop is now?
Yes.
Do you remember, Mom?
Was the barber shop off of 6th Street?
Right, kind of diagonal from your house.
Well, right on the corner by the red light.
Yes.
It's one right there now, but nobody operate.
It's a barber shop.
The barber, the place where you used to cut hair, used to cut there, but nobody working in it now.
Okay.
But-
So what was it back in the day? What was it back when you were young?
It was a barbecue place.
Okay.
Yeah, barbecue, yeah. I remember that now. If you
Do you know
start
who
talking,
ran that one?
huh?
Do you know who ran it?
No, I probably did know, but I don't know the day. Can't remember that part today. Yeah. That's right across the street from where I live. Yeah.
How do I come back to Walter Barber? Did I get that right?
Walter Bachman. That's down there by, it was on Fifth, it was on Seminary Street.
It's on Seminary too.
That's the one had the barbecue place next to it.
He had a barbecue place also.
Yeah, but it wasn't Walter Bachman though.
That's the same one that was YT.
But that's the
YT.
same as YT?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
then let me make that connection. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll click it to YT. Okay.
That's it?
Well,
All
let's
right.
close this out. The time is 4 p.m. and the
So by
date
now.
is the 5th of February. The day is Saturday afternoon, and we are in Gainesville, Florida. Our weather looks like it's around 55, maybe a little cooler. It's cloudy outside. Usually it's very sunny in Gainesville, Florida, but it's a little cloudy this afternoon.
Yeah.
But we've had a wonderful afternoon at the Greens, and we thank you so much for allowing us to come to your home this afternoon. We represent the University of Florida Oral History Program, Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. And this interview will also go in the Joel Buchanan collection at the University of Florida. We wish to thank Deborah Hendricks for being with us this afternoon to do the taping and making sure all details have been covered properly. And also, we want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday for 100 years of life.
Thank
and we
you,
thank
Lord.
you so much for allowing us the time to come to your home, to come to Ms. Green's home and interview you this afternoon. Greene-Grant, as I should say. And again, my name is Sherry Sherrod DuPree, and we thank each of you for being with us. And may I get your name again?
Valerie Tyson.
Valerie Tyson is the daughter.
Yes.
All right, and we've got Garlenda Greene-Grant, and who's present also? Deborah Hendricks, myself, and give your name again.
Ellen Jordan.
All right, thank you. We're closing it out.
Thank you so much.